Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here in our lovely library with our weird moving camera, which isn't moving now. It was really weird before it was going all over. Yes, that is a Santa Claus down there. We were coming back from the Great Ohio Toy Show, and we stopped by a flea market in Indiana, which, if you're looking for flea markets, there's a lot in Indiana. And I got that bad boy, old school, like plastic, weighs about 1 pound, light up Santa Claus. In some, it was Cambridge City or something like that, Columbia City, somewhere in Indiana. So it was a nice little fun drive and a little fun time when we were there. But since there's so many crazy things going on with travel and people have been asking us for more questions and more lives because we've been insanely busy. This summer, this fall had been nuts. We have a kid. It's in college now. So Jocelyn is just visiting him down in Georgia, having a good time with him. And I'm home with Liam, and we're just having a good old father-son day. And he was like, I need a little Nintendo time. I'm like, you go, buddy, you go. So just here to answer some travel questions. I wasn't really planning on doing this. It's like, hey, you know what? Jocelyn's jumping on the plane, so I'm getting our messages from her about her getting on the planes, telling her, I love you, the world. So she's flying here in a sec. So say some prayers for her as she goes. But anyway, let's see who we've got. Some fantastic people on here. Yowzer77, good to see you. Always love getting your comments. Always great to see you. Daniel, good to see you, my friend, as well. Scott, hope you're doing good. The cruise, yes, nice. Have I gotten over the Illinois game? Hey, I'm still getting over that pounding we took from Indiana. Oh my goodness! Like after that, I'm like, what's the point? I mean, at least it wasn't that bad. Like I would have expected Ohio State to beat Illinois that bad. But yeah. Oh, Scott's heading to Frankfurt from Charlotte. Safe travels, my friend. Should be a good time. Perry! So you can type. You just can't talk. I gotcha. Steven, good to see you, buddy. Haven't heard from you in a while. Glad things are going well. Dad is fat. I like that one. Hey there, Dad's fat. Good to see you. Tyra's heading to Prague in December. Should I stay in Leicester or in the Old Town? Just stay in the Old Town. You can stay farther if you want. Just stay in the Old Town. It's a lot easier. You get to see a lot of things when you're there. Lori, good to see you as well. It is a great Sunday. Good to see all of you here. The Traveling Ninja. So nice. Oh, doing a random live. I've seen all kinds of these great old buddies that have been on here. So nice to see. No, it's nice to see. Let's see. I'll scroll back up and see if we got any questions so far because I've been saying hi to everybody. Oh, Ronnie Dove, howdy. It's going doing some meal prep. Hey, I can help you meal prep. I can be the chatter while you prep away, my friend. Ronnie, you're looking fantastic, dude. I mean, you've been doing kicking butt and taking A's. So, you know, Ronnie has been with us for years and years and years, and he's done a fantastic weight loss and just got himself so toned. I'm jealous of how great he's done, how awesome he looks. So, great job, buddy. Really awesome. Oh, Mo's Review. Good to see you. Thanks for doing this. Guys are amazing. Love your channel. I've been following for 7 years now. So happy. Thank you, Mo. I really appreciate it, man. It's great. I'm glad to hear that we've been able to help people, but help people for a long time, and people trust us to try to help out with your travels. That's really good. Thanks, Mo. Grant from Massachusetts. I'm sure you're a fantastic driver, and everyone loves you when you're on the road. Just Oh, Alex B's heading to Munich. I'm glad. So I have some more Germany videos that are coming up. If you're not next year, we'll have more. I was hoping to get, because I was in Heidelberg, Rothenburg, Würzburg, and where else was I? Heidelberg, Würzburg, Rothenburg, and one other city in Germany this summer. And I have new videos to help out with that. And then I'm going back to Germany with my parents, so we're going to have more Germany stuff coming. So I have a lot more coming soon. I just kind of got behind with all the videos I have. Like I've been typing up videos. I have, no joke, 400 videos. Now some are shorts, but 400 videos across all of our channels that I'm typing up now to send off to my editors to edit. And it's just crazy. So like we've got stuff from Bosnia and Albania and Panama and the US and just all over the place. And it's one of those things. You ever have it where you have so much work in front of you, you don't know where to begin? So yeah, so I'm having a fun time trying to put those all together. So it's been kind of nuts. Let's see. Oh, Brian, thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. Hi, Mark, longtime watcher, first time super chatter. Thank you very much. I appreciate it for both. I got my first passport off recently and was wondering where should I go. I want to go to Ireland. Also want to go to Canada. Snapple spiked. So either one is great. I would say it was. This is gonna sound weird. If you go like in October or February or April, it's probably cheaper to go to Ireland than it is to go to Canada. But I think if you're going to go to Canada, I'd probably recommend Toronto first. Toronto's a fantastic city. There's so many great museums, Hockey Hall of Fame, really good things. But if you want to feel like it's more international, go to Quebec City. Now, getting Quebec City is a little bit pricier. Montreal's a little bit pricier than Toronto, I feel, for as a tourist, but both really great to see. But if you only go one city in Canada, I'd do Quebec City. But if you go to Ireland, Ireland's great for tourists because they've been having tourists for so long. They're awesome, and they understand that you get scared driving on the other side of the road, so they're there for you. So it's really kind of a nice thing. So for those who know, Jocelyn is hopping on a plane, so I'm writing her as she's sending me her plane thing. She's like, "Oh, how to train your dragon." She's sending that to us to tell us what she has on there. So that's nice. So thank you, Brian. So yeah, that would be my advice to you. And if you do go to Ireland, like rent a car, then leave out from Dublin right away, and just drop off your car, then spend the last couple of days in Dublin. I'd give you that would be my advice to you going out that way. Maisie, hey, I just got back from Regan. You write about learning the different Latvian phrases and how to say hello. Thank you. Thanks. Glad to help out. Yeah, we might be actually back in Latvia next summer because we're looking to do like a Baltic, Scandinavia. Because Liam, our youngest, is big into scouting, so he wants to do some outdoor stuff. So we're going to do like kind of an outdoor hiking kind of stuff. So like Norway and Denmark and Sweden and Finland and the Baltics. So we'll have that. Sorry. Yeah, Jocelyn's boarding, so she sometimes gets a little nervous with flying. So I'm trying to help her on there, but she's doing good. Her and her best friend are flying together, so it's kind of a nice thing. Let's see. Oh, sure, just got back from Amsterdam, Ireland. Very nice. Mitch wants to know, Mark, what are some of your favorite winter travel destinations? So for me, if it's before like the 23rd of December through the first weekend of Advent, I love going to Germany and Austria for the Christmas markets because as much of a thing people say Germans aren't friendly and Austrians aren't very friendly kind of stuff. When you go to the Christmas markets, you're outside, everybody's talking to everybody. I've met so many locals, got so much information at that time of the year. Like go over to see it. Like I'm going to go again this year with my parents to kind of take that in. And it's just such a wonderful thing. That's like one of my favorite things. Now, if you're going after, like when the Christmas stuff's gone, you're not looking at the Christmas markets kind of things. Winter for me, I like to go places, at least if I'm looking at Europe, I'm just kind of based on that one. I like to go ones where the problem is like I love going to see like the Northern Lights. I love like Norway and Finland and stuff, but it's dark all the time there. So it really kind of takes a lot, like sucks a lot of your energy out of you. Cause you're like, oh, it's 3 p.m. and it's dark. So usually when I do like winter ones, I look at like Portugal, Spain, because they still have sites you can go and see. Whereas like Greece in the wintertime, a lot of the islands, basically everything's closed or a lot of the stuff's closed. So it's hard to really enjoy it. So I'd go that way. And you can't beat like France or Italy anytime. So you're good there. Let's see. Scott's heading down the Rhine. Okay, so if you're going to be doing the riverboat cruises, make sure there's been enough rain because otherwise it turns into a bus tour. One thing I would say on the Rhine tours, there's a lot of vineyards, but try the food that they have. Like when they have their wine things, see what food they have because they like homemade sausages sometimes that like in salami, which is actually pretty good. Like that can be a fun thing. If they have an optional one to go see the Mosel and go like Kolcham, do that. That's kind of really the cool thing. So traveling, I guess I kind of talked about, is it worth going to Europe, Scandinavia during the winter months? It's just so dark. And like November is really depressing because it's not necessarily snow. It's just wet and cold and just, but once you get the holiday season, they're all great. But then once the holidays are gone, all those lights go away. People kind of go inside. It's not as much fun. However, I will say if you can go and do like the sauna and stuff and you're like rolling out in the snow, that's pretty much that's pretty fun time when you do that. So Jocelyn's give me the heads up. They're all boarded. She's getting ready to go on airplane mode. So I'm just going to send his angels to build a protective. Yeah, so she's doing that. Oh, Mark Finley, my buddy. So I was just in Dallas at Vid Summit, and I got to see my buddy Mark and Terry, and we got to have some barbecue. I liked it way better than I have up here, so I was happy with it. And Mark's got this sweet ride, so we got to drive a sweet ride as well. I was telling Jocelyn about it, Mark. She's like, I know that one, you loser. I'm like, sorry. So it was pretty funny. Okay, Scott has a question. Hey, Mark. So now I want to get your questions now. Okay. Hi, Mark. Is an hour and a half enough time for connection? Frankfurt, flying to Poland in a couple of weeks, going to visit Łódź, Krakow, and Warsaw. That's a great. I've been to all those places. All good job. So with the European entry-exit system going into effect, going through might be a little bit slower because everyone has to go through the first time. And for those who don't know, the EES system, this is not that. It's not a visa waiver thing. That's next year. What this is when you land in the Schengen countries, you're going to scan your passport, and then they're going to take your picture, like when you come in the U.S., do that already, and then you give your fingerprints, your digital fingerprints, and then after that, for the next 3 years, you can just go through a different entry where it just does like a face scan to let you through, basically. But at first, it's going to take a while to get everybody kind of in the system, so that's going to be one of those things that it might take some time. But Frankfurt's pretty good, and we'll find out. Like, you got a couple of weeks. Scott, you'll see. Like in the news, they'll be talking about it because they have it so you don't have, like, it's one of these things like they're starting it, but we know it's going to take some time. There's going to be some hiccups. So they're probably going to have where some people don't go through at certain times to kind of with the congestion. But see if you can do it, because I've talked to some people that actually got to do it voluntarily for the last month or so, like in Berlin and other places. So if you can do it, then it's out of the way and you don't have to worry about it for the next 3 years. Like, that would be my advice to you. My cousin in Hawaii is off to New Zealand, says he's going to take a bus throughout. Is this the way? It is the way. There's also a lot of people, Stephen, that actually rent camper vans like RVs and do the drive. And the funny thing is, if you're willing to go the other direction, like from the north to south and south to north, sometimes it's almost free because they just want to get more. They want to get them back up to the North Island. So it is that there's tons of people that do that. Hey, Billy, thanks to your vids. We just took our 2-month-old England. Awesome. And the only reason we felt confident enough was due to your videos on traveling with kids. Billy, that is awesome. I will tell Jocelyn that. That'll mean a lot to her because that's one of our big things. We want people to travel with their family. Like, I always get so sad when people like, oh, we're pregnant, and they're like have their their pregnancy test and they're burning their passport in the other hand. I'm like, dude, it's so much more fun to see the world with your kids. Even if they don't remember, you remember. I mean, I still remember Liam when we gave him a little tiny thing of lemon gelato, his first like non-breast milk thing. He's like, it was the cutest thing. I remember walking in Rome, and Liam was probably like, I don't know, 8 weeks old, 9 weeks old, maybe. And we're walking by this pub, and it just stops. The guy goes, you just hear that, now that's a little baby. Because he was a newborn. He was basically a newborn. I mean, it was really cool. Chris Bates, my friend. Hi, Mark. Hi to you and Jocelyn. Hey, buddy. Have you had to deal with a new visa thing when entering Europe yet? How did it go? So the visa thing, the ETIAS, Chris, that does not go into effect until the earliest is fourth quarter 2026. So this time, basically next year. So we're fine with that. Right now, the EES system, it's starting and it's rolling out for the next 6 months. Okay, so it's gonna start showing it more and more. Now it's already in some airports, but it's not in all of them. So depending where you're flying in, you might deal with it, you might not. So eventually it's going to be better, but it's just going to have hiccups at the beginning. The people that have gone through it have told me that it takes about a minute to do it. It's just if you have a lot of people, you need to have a lot of kiosks. And of course, people, if they don't never done it before, they're going to get kind of confused sometimes. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's see. Cool. Oh, sorry. Quinlan, Mark, what are some things baby boomers should know when traveling to Africa? So huge continent, and it's very different. You're looking at like North Africa versus Sub-Saharan Africa. You got a lot of different things out there. One thing I would say is accommodation really is basically there's like 3 tiers of it, and it's like sometimes in the U.S. it like merges together and stuff, but there's basic, medium, and luxury, and it is like there's a huge difference between each one. So really look into it. Like if they're boomers, I would not do budget accommodation in Africa. I would do at least medium, and they go higher, I would do that just for the safety thing, but also just the comfort level, because the comfort level of like things are very different when you're going around Africa, especially into a safari. Quinn, I mean, I know you've watched a ton of my videos, buddy. If whoever's going on that, have them watch our video on what you should know before you go on an African safari. And I know it's just safari, not Africa in total, but that will give them a lot of really good help. So I would recommend you show that to them. Okay. Let's see. Daniel, the one about Christmas travel. Okay. Jocelyn's writing. She's like, kiss Liam, tell him I love him. So I got, we love you. I will give him your love, sweetie. I love when people text, they don't say who they are. I'm like, I don't like, are you spam? Because now you get all the text messages that are like, oh, hey, did you call me? You're like, oh, what? So I got to figure that one out. Oh, she's going on airplane mode, people. So, all right, we love you. Call when you land. So I love how some things your phones remember and other things you don't. Like the thing I type to Jocelyn all the time isn't coming up. All right. So let's see. Where's the one that said, okay, advice. So Daniel says, advice, Paris on Christmas Day. I'm assuming that most things will be closed. Yes, but not everything because it is such a world city. But I will tell you, book, if you're there at that time, every dinner from when you get there, how many nights you're there, book reservations for your dinner now. So you know you have a place to eat. Because a lot of, like you said, a lot of stuff's going to be closed down, so you can find the things that there. I don't know if you're staying at a hotel, if you have like an apartment or something. You have the apartment, but buy all your stuff on the 23rd, so you have things, so you have that ready to go. Oh, Sean, hey, Sean, good to see you. Even Mark in Japan videos real help currently in Kyoto. Oh, love Kyoto. Go to the Golden Temple for me. Go to the Manga Museum too. And then there's a soccer field outside. Kick the soccer ball around afterwards. It's pretty fun. Let's see. Mike, good to see you. Just got from cruising on the World America. Amazing vessel. So we are actually going on a cruise. We're doing a Caribbean cruise this year. Well, not this year, next year. So, but it's a small ship one. So it's like only like I think it's got like 200 people on it. So 300 people on it. So we're doing that. Should be fun. But got to watch my buddy on La Vida Loca or La Vida Loco. So I can talk about that. Tony's a good guy. If you're looking for cruise advice, he's really good at that. Caleb, hey, great name. It's my oldest son's name. Hi, Mark. I'm traveling to London next week from San Francisco. Any recommendations of best way to recover from jet lag? I land in Heathrow around noon. Okay, so if you look up jet lag Walter's World, we do have a few videos that go through a lot of different things. Since you're leaving next week, it's a little hard to adjust your time. So that's 6. So it's an 8-hour time difference for you. So 8 hours. So what I would probably do when you get there. So if you land in it, if you can fly, if you can sleep on the plane, do the best you can. I can't sleep on the plane, but if you can, do it. But what I will say is when you get in, try to stay up until at least 6 or 7 at night. So when you get in, like, you know, when they give you that breakfast in the morning, it's like a little like hot pocket. That's about all you get. Get a Coke, no ice. Okay, so you get enough, like, just so you get more caffeine or have coffee. Have that to kind of keep you going. Also, you know, some dark chocolate will keep you going as well. They got good chocolate in England, so when you get in the airport, you can grab some right there and go. But I would say if you get in at noon, you're probably going to get to your hotel to drop off your stuff at like 1 or 2, and you're not going to be able to get your room yet. So you're going to drop your stuff off. Find a site that's relatively close to your hotel that you can walk to, and so you can kind of do that site in the afternoon, or have lunch. Go to that site. You know, you're going to be back about 5, 6. You can do that. And then if you're just wiped out, then have a little dinner and then go to bed. But have the caffeine before you get off, like at noon. But you don't want to have that caffeine at night because you want to keep yourself up. You'll try to get yourself to sleep that night. That's going to help you out. That's like off the top of my head. That's the one thing I always do because you don't want to take that nap. If you're in there at noon, if you're in there like 8 in the morning, maybe take an hour nap, but not at noon. Noon, you got to just fight through it, man. Just fight. You can do it. I believe in you, Caleb. One Republican, well, escalators are not elevators. Yes, I know. This person here was being a real jerk on my Las Vegas video because I said elevators escalator, which is funny because there's a lot of broken elevators on there as well. So funny about that. Let's see. Da-da-da. Sorry. Where'd I go? Oh, hey, Jim and Harriet. Good to see you, my friends. Spooky Soul Beach. I love that name. That's cool. I feel that would be like some good videos there to kind of tie that all together. Finland is stunning at Christmas, like a holiday card. My best friend lives in Hamelina, and his apartment's basically in the forest. Yeah, one thing is cool. If you go at early December, Finnish Independence Day is December 6th. I remember when I lived there, they took us out in the forest, and and it was cool because they took us out of the cover, and they took us out in the middle of nowhere. They had like little candles all around this like empty field. And as we came in, they go, look up. And we walked out, and it's the Aurora Borealis going. Like, that's our fireworks. It was so cool. I love Finland. If you ever want a place to relax, that is a country you can just really chill, because the locals, they won't talk to you unless you want to talk to them. And you talk to them and they want to talk to you, they will talk, and then they'll stop. So don't think it's weird. Let's see. So, Mohammed, that's a good question. Do we need to have a return or onward ticket to get into EU countries? So, technically speaking, yes. And depending where your passport's from, they might ask for it, but they don't always do that. I've not never, but I would say once out of every 15 times I've gone to Europe, I've been asked for it. So I have been asked for it, but it's not all the time. And now I don't know if they have it where it shows up if you have it or not, because I have had people in front of me a lot, like in Amsterdam, they've asked for it. And it was people that were like, I was on a flight the flight was from South America. So they were asking more questions. I did not have too many there, but it's good to have. And the thing is, you can just have the itinerary. You just have to have it like shown that it's booked. You have to pay for it. It just has to show that that's my itinerary. And they're pretty cool with that. Sandra, Walter's World, are there hotels you can see the room before you check in? And can you request a room with bathtub with safety bar to get in and out of the tub easily? So with that, you would need to make sure you're asking for an accessible hotel room. And that's one thing is when you book online, you're going to want to book directly with that hotel. And what I would recommend is you call the hotel and talk to them directly. Like, hey, I need this. Do you have a room with that? And that's going to be your best way to, or email them, because they'll have like a front desk. They'll have like an email for inquiries. You can write them like, hey, do you have this room? What would I need to do this? And have that. Now, if you don't want to call them and you book it online, when you're putting in, when they say, is there any like special accommodations or anything, then you need to put in there, hey, I need this. And I'll be honest with you, I have seen, if you're looking at Europe, if you're looking at South America, I've seen very, very few that have that. And even in the US, we don't get too many accessible rooms, but sometimes like we get put in them because we'll have like 4 people or 5 people, and that's the one that holds more space. And even those, a lot of them were just showers instead of the bathtub. So that would be one thing, Sandra, I would reach out directly to them. Digital Bay Canada, good to see you. Just got back from Bamberg after watching your videos, and it'll be my favorite city journey besides Dresden. I told you. Yeah, I'm going back there later this year. I mean, we're going for the Christmas markets. I just love Bamberg. My white sausages, my smoked beer. You just can't go wrong. You just cannot go. Kartoffelhunden, the potato dog. Favorite place in Southeast Asia. So I have not been. Every time I try to go, some crazy stuff happens. So, well, not too crazy. 2 weddings and a global pandemic. So we have that, but we are planning for the Southeast Asia trip. It is, the basics are down. We're going to do the 4 that go together all the time. Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam. We've got that together. Then we're trying to debate, because we're thinking about flying into South Korea first, staying there for a while, then flying down, doing that part of Southeast Asia, then heading down to Singapore, and then flying back from Singapore. But I have some of my editors are from the Philippines, so I'd like to go see them and thank them for their work and go see the Philippines and film Philippines. So it's kind of like we have the core down, but we're trying to figure out the other sides of it to kind of make it work, because that's one of those fun things I really want to get down to. So a local doctor told me if you go to Safari, wear a diaper. No. Yeah, your local doctor's never been, unless. Well, Steven, I don't know. Maybe you didn't. I went with my parents, and you know my parents, Steven. You know their ages, and they were fine. Phantom of Darkness is here. They've been here for about 15 years. Finally calling you on a live stream again. Also good to see you. Yosef, another old friend. Hey, Mark, how's it going? I'm starting to avoid traveling because of all the hassle, flying, paperwork, busy airports. Having yourself slowing down on your travels because of it? Not so much. The slowing down is more because we have one kid that is now in college, and he's going another part of the country. So that's that's one thing there. And then the day job, and then I have another kid in high school now and his work. So it's been a little bit slower this fall because I've just done US stuff. So we've had 2 Georgia trips, Texas, Las Vegas, and then Jocelyn's going to Italy. We got Bahamas coming up. So like we it's not our usual crazy fall, but I do understand with all the things. And I can understand why a lot of people are kind of slowing down because the money side of it, travel's gotten so expensive. And it's like, I mean, I know how you all are, but when I go to the grocery store, I'm like, I don't know how people afford to survive, let alone thrive. And I can see why travel gets cut back a little bit. So yeah, so it is one of those things. Tanner, are you going to any videos for the advice for the 2026 World Cup? Yes, I am. We actually went to the Copa America last year in Kansas City. So I did some like on-site World Cup stuff. So it's basically the same because there's games there. So I actually have filmed that, and I will put together probably some of our older videos. I hate the don'ts of all the cities because we do have most of the cities that are hosting. We do have videos on, except for I think Guadalajara has a game or Monterrey. One of the cities in Mexico, I don't think I have stuff, but I'd probably go down there before then as well. So the idea is to have a don'ts for every single city that's there, but we also have the don'ts of going to the World Cup. And I'm waiting for the official like rules for in the stadiums so I can make sure I have stuff for the stadiums. Because I've already done it for like buying tickets and don't think you're gonna get tickets from other people. You got to go through the official things and all these things. So I've got a lot of that stuff filmed. And like one of the big things, if you go to the games, buy the t-shirts right away because those things sell out and they don't have any more. So a lot of people are like, I'll wait till halftime to grab stuff. And your size probably got, unless you're like huge like me or really skinny like Jocelyn. But if you're like a medium through an extra large, all that stuff sells out. But if you got a few X's, you might be able to get a shirt. If you're like a small, you'd probably get a shirt. So that's one thing I would let you know about. So do you have any friends that dislike travel? I have friends who have spouses that don't like to travel. And with them, I just try to reinforce, because usually it's like more of a fear or why should I go? And just me trying to talk to them, like have the fun of travel and the things you get to see. Like I try to focus on that to give them things like, as Perry said, safe travels. And that helps a bit. But, I mean, I've talked to people, especially like parents, about kids going abroad. And because a lot of I'll talk to a lot of parents about study abroad and like, here's some stuff. And I give them the videos to share with their kids. And that kind of helps. So a lot of times it's not necessarily them, it's them worried about somebody else. But yeah, I've done my best to help people feel better about traveling. That's why I do these videos. So you feel more comfortable. It's like the family that went with their 2-year-old or the 2-month-old to England. I want you to feel comfortable. I want to give you the skills so you feel better about traveling. Because, I'm not a travel guide. I don't want to hold your hand. I want you to be independent so you can see things and you can enjoy the travel. Spooky Soul Bleach, thank you very much for the super chat. Is Peru safe for solo women? Also Vietnam tips. So I cannot give you Vietnam tips. I have notes on Vietnam, but I have not been there, so I cannot personally, so I can't give you advice specifically on that. But for Peru, solo women travel, yes, you should be okay. However, I'll tell you, when you go to the capital, Lima, do not stay in Lima. Stay, I think it's the Miraflores district. If you watch my videos on Lima and Peru, it'll talk about that. And I have a scams safety thing that's going to help you out. But I usually tell people Peru is really good because their tourism infrastructure is very good. It's one of those things there. So you'll have a fun time when you go. Brian, I have not been to India. That is one that we are going to, because it's so big. Like I need more time. I can't go in the summer because I will melt. In the winter, it's one of those like, hey, I want to have enough time to really go to a lot of places, not just like spending 2 weeks. I want to spend like a month at least to kind of get stuff, because I've had so many students from India over the years, and I really want to, spend time with them, and get to see them, because I have some students that if I went to India and did not, sorry, Brian, here's tonight. Sorry, thank you for the super chat. I have so many students that if I went to India and didn't see them, they would come after me, and their parents would come after me. Like one of my Dweez, one of my old students, and we're still friends after. I mean, he was my student, I don't know, like 12 years ago, 13 years ago, and he's like, when you come in, he's like, I already have it planned out. You're going to do this. Like, I don't have a choice. Like, we will pick you up at the airport and we will drive you off the airport. Everything's planned out. I'm like, all right. And it's like 5 of my Indian students are like that. It's so funny. So I got to find a way to make sure I see everybody I can when I'm there. So, yeah. So, sorry. All right. So, Jorge, I have a 1.5 hour layover in Lisbon at 5:30 a.m. Is it enough for the new biometric system? If there's not a flight coming in from the UK, you should be okay. If there's a flight coming with the UK at the same time, which I don't know there'll be, then it gets a little bit hairy because if you look at the things in the south of Portugal, when people are flying out from the UK, it gets a bit nuts. But you should be okay. And remember, if you miss because of this, they have to rebook you. They can't not book you. The only thing is, if that's only if you're on the same airline. Like if you're flying in with TAP and then you fly out with Ryanair, then you're kind of screwed. So just be aware of that. Okay. So Tanner, I got that one in the World Cup. Kartavonen, what is the most interesting or beautiful train journey you've been on? So the most interesting. So this summer, Jocelyn, Liam, myself, and Jocelyn's friend Sandra, we took the overnight train from Budapest to Brasov, Romania. And it was about 105 degrees in the lower part of the train of our cabin, and the upper part was like 20 degrees more. It was so hot. Liam and Josh, they had to climb down, and we all like laid down. It was so hot. It was so miserable. Oh my gosh, it was so miserable. So there's that. But like, if I think about the nicest one, and I would tell people this, like Switzerland's really expensive to visit. So even if you could just go through on the train, it is so gorgeous going through the mountains like that. That is probably the prettiest thing to do. Yeah, FIFA and third-party resale are going to be insane price for any event. Mexico may be a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to go wherever you can find tickets. Like I did the lottery for the Visa thing, and I tried to get the like. Then they had the one like right to buy. Everything was sold out. Like I got them notice, like, hey, do this now. I went there. Everything, the right to buy was sold out for everything, unless I wanted to get like the whole package. I'm like, I am not spending thousands and thousands of dollars for the right to buy something in case there is something. I'm like, First perk of being fat. I love you, Noah. Jocelyn, I love you too. Are you live? When did this one come through? 7:20. Oh, this one came through 5 minutes ago. There. So Jocelyn, she's on her flight. I guess they have internet on her flight, or she didn't go into airplane mode. Miss Jocelyn. That silly thing. Oh, she was going on airplane mode. She just threw me going airplane mode on that. So, yeah. A lot of people dislike airports. Yes, I can understand why. We've had some good times, some crazy times there. Abuses in midlife. Hey, yes, Jocelyn is adorable. I think she's adorable. I think she's great. What are your first-time Christmas market tips in France and Germany? Okay. I actually have a don'ts of Christmas market video you should watch. I also have a 5 things you should eat at a Christmas market. You need to watch those. So, but basically, the brats, the hot wine, and anything that's fried dough, you'll be good to go. But they stop a lot of them, especially in small towns. 23rd is the last day because 24th is a holiday. So 23rd is the last day of a lot of the markets. They start the first weekend of Advent in Germany and in Austria. If you're in like Ireland or Northern Ireland, Belfast, they start theirs a little bit earlier. They have a great Christmas market there. But when you're going to go, I would say my tips for your first time is go during the day, but also going at night, and make it so that's one of your meals, because like they have tons of food you can have when you're there, and it's all regional. It's all so good, and it's also fun to do. But like being out at night, having the hot wine, having the snacks when you're there is really fun. Like that's why I like doing it at night. And then you can have like a cheaper lunch when you're like a good lunch, but like a cheaper lunch at restaurants during the day, and do that, or vice versa. But even though like when I like we used to go all the time, like we used to go every year with my parents. We're going again this year, but what we'll do sometimes we'll like stop by in the middle of the day, like we'll go tour some stuff, then have lunch and grab like a glühwein and like a snack dessert like in the afternoon, and then we'll go to dinner, and then on our way back to the hotel we'll just stop for a glühwein and sit and chat. Like that's one of my favorite things. Like my parents and I, when we were in Bamberg last year, no, 2 years ago, we would just like come out of our hotel, and there was a little corner that had a little hot wine thing. We just there have our hot wine. All right, time to go to bed. We head back in. It's really, really nice thing. Let's see. George, I'm fortunate to be able to work from home. That is good. I want to visit a few cities to stay to get a feel for the vibe, work from there at least a few days per city. Recommendation that on a budget. So George, that is actually a good thing. What I would recommend you do, don't do like the 3 day thing because then you're spending a lot of money on that like the transit between places. What I would do is like, and sometimes you get a deal by doing like 7 days or you do like 5 days because some hotels will give you like the fifth day for free. So that might be something you want to look into because then like think about it. If the fifth day is free, well, that's every fifth. So that's you're getting, every five. That's 5, 6 of those. That's six. It's like almost a free week every month you could be getting by doing that. So look into those. Also, if you want to get to know more local stuff, like like in the US, you have like a Planet Fitness kind of thing that you can go to any Planet Fitness. Like finding something like that lets you go to multiple places is a good way to meet people. Or if you have hobbies, like if you're into D&D, if you're into comic books, if you're into whatever, find those local shops because those people are going to like the same thing you do. So it gives you a kind of a basis to talk to people, and that could be a nice thing there. So, all right. Yeah, I saw the Pam in the chat. I tried to delete it here, so thanks for that one. I know my editors are here, or my Mark was here, but I think he's gone. No, should be gone now. Lee Bridges, the fanciest swords woman in the world, I feel. So the no tourist issue in Europe due to excessive tourism housing pushing out the locals. What is the best way to support locals and not add to the problem? So here's one thing I'm going to tell you. I spent 5 weeks driving from Poland down to Albania, and there was not one protest. There was not one person saying no tourists in there. Nobody was saying tourists go home. Everybody was happy having tourists there. Switch over to Central Eastern Europe, and you're not going to have the people that are getting upset with you. Now, if you want to go to the places that there are people like the Barcelonas, I've taken students there. None of my students had any problems. We met locals when we were there. One thing I would say is you want to feel better, stay at hotels. Don't you stay at apartments? That's where people get upset. Also be respectful of the locals, like you always would. Lee, I'm not worried about you. You're always very respectful to everybody, but like being respectful, learn the culture, and so you know the things that are there, so you kind of know what's a touchy issue and what's not. And then people appreciate that because you can have a normal conversation with the locals, and they see that you get it, And that's one thing. Wherever we go, I learn. That's why I always love those Lonely Planet books. Not today. They don't do it anymore like they used to. But those Lonely Planet books used to have a big, huge section, the history of the country, and you get to learn about the culture, the history, and it makes a big difference. Actually, now it's the National Geographic ones have really good background history. And allowing some of those things so you can have kind of the conversation with people about stuff, that really helps. But just, going to the smaller, like shopping at the local boutiques, shopping at the local restaurants, not the chain kind of stuff, that's going to be, people respect that more, and you have very few things. And one of the things I think there were the protests. However, here's one of the things you have to realize is somebody shooting tourists with a water gun is fantastic. It's a great thumbnail for a video. It's a great picture that people are going to click on. But in reality, there are some places that did that, and they're already begging for tourists to come back. So it's an issue. And I always like to say it's like these, someone said you look like a Death Star. I thought that woman keeps telling me she went airplane mode, and that's still up in there. But I think one thing is a lot of people in Europe, and this is other places too, they're very upset, not with the tourists, but the lack of housing and the housing shortages that are out there. And that's one of those things is that the politicians did not do a good job of protecting the locals. And they set up the laws for these short-term rentals. And that's why the Barcelona mayor is like, we're getting rid of all the Airbnbs, all these short-term rentals. So it makes it more profitable for people to actually just have, apartments versus short-term rentals, right? And so that's one of those things. But it's easier to blame a tourist than to blame the people you voted for because you're the one who voted them in. So I think there's a whole thing with that. And, I try to stay with politics, but something to talk about. Hi, Mark. Reserving the guest apartment or restore 100-year-old house in the Hollywood Hills for the Olympics of 2028. I appreciate it, Lee. We got to chat sometime. I miss you. I think we're going to be in San Diego. I'm trying to talk Jocelyn to get up to LA as well, but I know we're going to be in San Diego next summer for a bit. So I'm going to try to drag her up there to LA so we can hang out. So I think if I tell her, Lee's up there, we might get her. Oh, Henry, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Henry and I got to chat in Tucson earlier this year. Nice time. Let's see. Brian. So tips for first time travel to Greece. You won't be able to read anything, but don't worry. All the restaurants have English right below, and if you're going to drive around, there'll be English below the Greek, so you'll be okay there. But if you go into small villages, don't expect any English on their menus, so be aware of that. Have a heads up there. Okay. Souffle. Have you ever had Salzburg knuckle? Yes, I have. So those of you who don't know, it is a souffle, and you have to eat it right away because it just deflates while it's at your table. If you watch Walter's World Eats on Walter's World Eats channel, we actually have us eating it on there. It's also on the Don'ts of Salzburg video. So there is that. Let's see. Countries where you would never in a million years rent a car for fear of your life. Someone already suggested Turkey. I would say India for me, or I still remember in Tunisia when we were driving, we had Louage drivers, and it was like on the highway just flying down, going, "Oh my, we're gonna die." So good times, good times. Let's see. This is a good one, Greg. What European country is the most accommodating to families with special needs children? So I think it depending on the special needs that you have. Like for example, if it's a special needs in terms of like movement, Scandinavia is the best for that. In terms of people that are understanding with children in general, Italy, Greece, Spain, Portugal are very great with kids. I would stay away from the Switzerlands. Switzerland, we had the worst time with our kids there. That we want to kind of stay away from. So there's that. Thanks, Lee. All right, Janet. Hey, I'm doing Scotland March for the tour. Nice. Should I go the optional tour of Stirling Castle, a National Wallace Monument, or explore Edinburgh on my own instead? Stirling Castle is kind of cool. However, Edinburgh is also good. What I would probably recommend you do is, I don't know when that is in your tour. If it's like towards the end, you might want to just chill out in Edinburgh because you're like, I've had enough touring. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you need that day. That'd be one thing about it. Or if you can wait to do it, I might wait till you're a couple days in the tour to see how you feel. Like that would be my thing. But either one's going to be good. But Stirling Castle is pretty cool. And then you see the monument. So you could do that. So there are a lot of museums. One that people don't think about, the Natural History Museum, is actually really cool. It's a really good museum. Just the building itself, then like the architecture is fantastic, and then the inside is also really good. Like that's when a lot of people don't think about it because they go, "Oh, the Hofburg," or we go to the Schönbrunn Palace, or we go to where the Klimt is in Schloss Belvedere. But when you're in town, natural history is really cool. Thanks, Lee. Let's see. No problem, Greg. I'm sorry I couldn't help too much, but that's one thing I would say, like how bad our experience was with kids, and our friends have lived in Switzerland with kids. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. So, Tanner, yes, we've had many people ask us about this over the years, but I can't run for anything. I was like pass out, die. No, I wouldn't. I'm not that bad, but yeah, that would be a fun thing to do. One day. Phantom of Darkness, your favorite season to travel. It's always going to be autumn for me personally. Beautiful landscape, foliage wherever you go, and it's a lot cheaper than the summer. So that is a nice kind of thing in there. So Lee says, a Fincher I coached when he was 5 years old, just won the first to run the world champion. Oh, cool. Which plays in Paris in January at the Grand Palais. Gorgeous place to go. I actually will be there in January, so maybe I can see them. So very cool. Let's see. I promised Liam I'd watch a movie with him a little bit before 8. So we're going to go for like another 5 or 6 minutes. So get your last questions in there for me. I'll try to answer some of them. I know. And if you get screwed, so what you have to realize is, so what you see in that script, remember you saw that spam stuff? I didn't see it at first. That's why I kept going through. But if you like what you see, I don't know where it goes by for you, is different than what I see. So if I missed your question, feel free to put it in there again before, so I can kind of get some stuff in there. Solomon, hi, we're going to Rome and Florence during Christmas time. We'll be in Rome during Christmas. Have any recommendations? Love your videos. Okay, so Rome is very busy during the holiday season because a lot of people are off, and that people like visiting. Like it'll be chill like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, but then on the 26th, it's going to start getting slammed with people that come during the winter holiday. So I would pre-book every thing you want to see, I would pre-book it so you have it kind of guaranteed. Also, some restaurant like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, you want to find places that actually are open on those days to kind of make it a place for you, Solomon. So that would be some advice I'd give you right away. In recognized for Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, or Perth. So I've been to Sydney. I've not been to Melbourne, Brisbane, or Perth. So I can't give it. Sydney itself, make sure your wallet's prepared for it. I don't know, like Sydney's one of those towns. It's just fun to like take it in, like just go around. Obviously, you got to do the harbor tour so you can see, the bridge and the opera house. But yeah, don't you when you're there, you're gonna kind of fall in love with it, right? And then you're gonna want to buy too much stuff. Like, oh, I want to get all this Australia stuff. Don't be like me and buy a whole Australian cowboy outfit at your last day. So just stay strong with your purchases when you're there. All right. Beer Bro. Hi, Mark from Maryland. Go enjoy some Old Bay. Hell yeah. My wife and I are looking to go to Egypt next February. Any thoughts on travel throughout Egypt? So a lot of people get worried about going there. It is still, I mean, you can visit. I've had some friends, actually, a group of girls, ladies, just went there. Like there's like 12 of them. They went and had a fantastic time when they were there. And what I want to tell you is there's a lot of diversity in the country. But one thing I want to say is like Cairo is so chaotic and so full. It can be a bit overwhelming sometimes. So make sure, like, you might want to plan less there and be like, okay, you want to get the pyramids, you want to get the museum, and then we're going to go visit other stuff because that might be more enjoyable. Because it's kind of one of those things, like you get so overwhelmed in Cairo, it can take away from the rest of the trip. So I would kind of factor that in to when you're planning. Okay. Let's see. Patty, hi, Mark. I'd like to go to Italy in July. What city is the most affordable stay with a beach nearby? I would go to Ravenna. Because Rimini is a really popular beach town, but Ravenna is just up the coast from it. And the city's a little bit inland, but you can take the city bus to the beaches there. And the city's got Byzantine architecture. It's fantastic. You go get the history, great food, and the beaches close by. I have videos on from Ravenna with the beaches on it too, Patty. So just look up Ravenna, Italy, Walter's World, and it'll be some stuff to help you out. Jim and Harriet, thank you very much. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be, Jim and Harriet? Anywhere where Jocelyn is, obviously. But I think if I'm schlepping her with me, some of my favorite places to stay, Vicenza, Italy, because we have so many friends there. Paris for the big city. I'd love Brazil. I just love Brazil and the people. That's one of my favorite places. So those are some ones I really would love to go to. So, and thank you for the super chat, Jim and Harry. It's really nice of you. Let's see. Jorge. Most underrated city in Europe you've ever been to? Ljubljana, Slovenia. So many people don't go there because it's kind of like not connect. Like you have to make a point to go there because people go to Croatia, go to Italy, but then that's kind of a by itself. Ljubljana, Slovenia. Fantastic. Also, underrated country, Albania and Macedonia. Loved Macedonia, loved Albania. We were there this summer. I'm so pumped to put those videos together because it was just a fantastic time. Ed, I'm looking to go to Istanbul in June. I see there's a side trip to places like Troy or Ephesus. I'll go to Ephesus. Are they worth going to? Is it too far out of the way? Ephesus isn't too bad. Like if you're going to go to one, I would do that one. That would be my advice because that's what I'm going. Savannah, best cities to visit near Stockholm, going in March. Want to venture out. So if you go north, Uppsala, you can go up to the university. That's the easiest, best one to go. Also, you could go to the oldest city in Sweden, which of course my mind is blanking on me right now. But those would be the two easiest ones to do. And you can do them in a day trip, no problem. Or March, probably can't do this in March because it's going to be too cold. But if you're there in the summertime, you can actually rent a boat and sail out on the islands. We've done that. And that was really, really kind of a cool thing. Biff Bus. Oh, wait, sorry. Biff. That is hard to say quickly. Biff Buff Chest. Any plans for Australia or New Zealand? Yes. I want to get to Australia. I was an exchange student there way back when I was a kid. I really want to get back. New Zealand, actually, Jocelyn just sent me a thing yesterday. Air New Zealand has some deals, so we are looking at going. So that's definitely going to be up there soon. Go watch The Princess Bride of The Adventures of Robin Hood if you've never seen that one. He wants to watch X-Men 2 because he never saw it. So, but I would definitely recommend this because, like, hey, we need to do some culture stuff. Mom's away, no one has to know you watch culture. So that would be a fun one. Yeah, Earl, I'm going to guess this is the Errol Flynn one. Tenerife, don't go at Christmas during the Christmas break because a lot of the Swedes and Germans go there and the English go there just to get drunk. What country has your best bang for your buck in your opinion? Portugal, outside of Lisbon. Poland, yeah, Poland for sure. Romania is way. I love Romania again. Like I went to Romania 20, 25 years ago. Was so mad because everyone was trying to rip me off. Back in the summer, totally different. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Favorite time to visit Iceland? I would go in the summer, just because you can take some of the back roads. Once it gets to winter and the fall, you can't because it's not safe, and they close them down. Jackson, I'm looking to do a private boat tour posted down in Capri during Easter weekend next year. Any recommendations? Yeah, if you do it, I mean, it's doable, but you probably like they're not that close. So you probably do one to Capri and have that, and then Positano, you do a different boat trip, different thing. So that'd be something to look at because unless you want to have where it's really going the whole time. So and like I'm thinking it's like a day, but if you're thinking about doing multiple days, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, it'll be if you're looking at it Easter weekend. Easter weekend, it does get busy. I've been down there for Easter weekend, and it does get busy because everyone has off that week, so a lot of people come. Should anyone who's not a drunk supermodel go to Ibiza? Hey, I can go to Ibiza, baby. So yes, I'm not drunk or a supermodel. So I'm the exact opposite of both. So you can have a good time. Night, movies in the midlife. Thanks for stopping by. Savannah, I'm a vegetarian. Does Sweden have a lot of options, or should I wear? No, you do not have to worry in Sweden at all. And they have like Savannah. You know, like there's some places that have like they have vegetarian options, but it's like, oh, it's a salad. Like there's fantastic vegetarian options in Sweden. I took students there, and a couple of them were vegetarian due to religious reasons, and they ate. So that was the best place they ate. Because we were that one we were in Stockholm, Munich, and Madrid. In Stockholm had the best vegetarian options. Then Munich, and then Madrid that was their hardest one. But like Sweden, they loved it. They loved it. So you should be good. So nice. So I want to say thank you to everybody for popping into our just little Sunday night chat. I'm gonna try to do more of these just randomly, just when I have some time to kind of talk and chat and help answer some questions because I know everybody's schedule is different. Everybody has different times for things. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for all your support over the years and happy travels to everybody. Lee, Music Midlight, everybody, just want to Digital Blade Canada, everybody just wants to Jim and Harriet. Just want to say have a fantastic evening, everybody. I appreciate you hopping on, and we'll be back again. So wish us all well and happy, safe travels to everybody, no matter where you're going around the world. So whether you're Ed, ASD fam, Greg, Grant, let's see, Digital Blade, Jim and Harriet, Savannah, Musings, Midlight Jackson, Allison, Kartoffelhunden, everybody. Just want to say Jocelyn. Jocelyn's still on there. Sandra says I look like a Death Star commander tonight. I love you, babe. You have a good night too. How are you in airplane mode? Yet you're still hopping on here. Anyway, I love you all, but I do love her the most because she is my wife. See, she put a ring on it. So I'm taken. You can't have me. I'm already taken. There you go. Anyway, I wish y'all the best. Love you, Jocelyn. Love you all. Thanks for being on here. See you next time. Bye, everybody. Bye, Lori.